Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. It's been a few weeks, so this is what's been going on. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I apologise, it's been a few weeks. It's been I've just not had time to get a video done, to be honest. And the other thing is as well, there's not been a lot of content that I've wanted to really talk about with you. So I thought rather than just blabbing on about nothing, I'll hang fire. So today is Thursday and it's the 11th of May. And we've done an early job this morning, just a small job, just Rochdale to Blackburn. So I'm sat in Blackburn at the moment, hopefully waiting for another job, and there's not a lot coming up at the moment, which leads me probably onto the CX at the moment and how it is. Now, we've had a bank holiday Monday and we've got, well, this is the second one in May and there's another one due in a couple of weeks. And I think some of the issue with the bank holiday is it's a bit like Christmas, I find, which is just after Christmas it seems to take a while to get going again, and it feels the same on a bank holiday. I think people close down for the bank holiday and then there's not really work comes out the next day, and it just seems to take a while to build. And I think because we've had two bank holidays virtually together, one after another, I think it's had a bit of an effect for me. Now, I've got concerns about this month, if I'm honest, and I'll tell you why. Many of you watch the channel know that I also have another pastime. It is another job, actually, and I DJ. So I have a residency on a Friday and Saturday night, which I do every single week. And because it's been bank holiday, a friend of mine who actually runs a DJ agency, Diamond Promotions, if you ever need a DJ for a pub or anything, he asked me if I would cover a pub not far from me on the bank holiday, the first bank holiday, and so I went and did that, and then ended up doing the bank holiday we just had as well, because they was pleased with everything and they needed cover for it, so they asked me to do that, so I did that as well. So that is another job. I get paid for them jobs. I pay tax and put my ticket in like everyone else does. So, you know, this job is obviously my main job and my main source of income, but having that is one of the reasons why I took the plunge after working in retail for 25 years, because I had another income. If this isn't running particularly well, or I haven't got a lot of money coming in or whatever, I still have an income coming in, and that income covers my bills and gives me some more. So financially it helps me out massively. So when I got the opportunity to do it, just like with the driving, you know, you get what you can when you can. So that's what I've done. And then in a couple of weeks, the pub where I work, there is another DJ works there, and he works there on a Sunday and a Monday and a Thursday. And Sunday he does the evening bit. Monday he does quite a long day because he does bingo in the afternoon and then goes into he's DJing, and then Thursday he does DJing. Now he's going on holiday, so I'm covering him in a couple of weeks, which means I won't be driving. Take into account the bank holidays, take into account that I'm on holiday as well at the end of May. This month potentially is not going to be a good one financially. And yesterday, which was the 10th of May, I didn't even get out. I couldn't get a job for love nor money. I was bidding and bidding and bidding, and I just didn't get a sniff. And that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But that's where I am for May. April as a month weren't too bad, actually, considering that we had Easter in there and we lost a few days. Money wise, it was where I'd expect it to be, and some of that is boosted by what I wanted to talk to you about today, which is own customers and networking. Because there was one day last month, and when I find it, so the 19th of April, I did a full day, and I did over my target, and I did it by working for 3 different people, 3 different circumstances, because they're all people that I didn't do anything off the CX at all. So the first one was for James, so a good friend at Freddie Fletcher. He asked me to do a job, and I did that in the morning. Now, I have my own customer now, which is a guy that used to work for me, and he's now a manager of like a distribution centre, you could call it, and he has a few bits of jobs, and he rung me, and he's potentially got bits of job for him. So I've done 3 jobs for him now. Now, he had a job for me while I was out working for James. He rung me and he said it's okay for tomorrow, so I said, right, we'll book it in for tomorrow. I said, however, if I get back over towards you, and he's in the Bury area, then I'll get it in. I'll get it done today. Fine with that, not a problem. So that were brilliant. So after working for James, who's a guy that I've got to know through networking, then a friend of mine, a shipper that sends me a lot of work, probably majority of my work actually, local to me, gets me a lot of work out of Chadderton, rung me and said, I've got a job from Chadderton, just a small job going over to Bolton. Now, I at the time was over in Leeds, and I said, well, it's not a problem, I'll travel back that way. And the reason why I did it is because after I'd done the Bolton job, I could then go and work for my customer from Bury, going over to Chester. So 3 jobs. First job was from someone that I've got to know through networking. The second one is a shipper that throws a lot of work my way because he trusts me and I'm reliable, and it's a lot easier for him than putting on the CX and not knowing who he's going to get, basically. And the third one was from my own customer, which just goes to show, if I'd had that day yesterday, I wouldn't have had a problem, would I? So it's massively important in this industry. And bear in mind, you know, I'm approaching 2 years now doing this. It takes time. You can't just dive into it and it just click. It's massively important to, in my opinion, to network, get to know people, and make it work for you really as a business. Build your business and grow your business. So I wanted to share that with you. But yeah, this month, potentially, yeah, it's a bit tight, I think. And also this month I've just paid my VAT bill, so that's a big chunk of money that's obviously come out, which is money that I had for it, but it's still money coming out of your business, isn't it? So that's where we're at, and that's where I've been, and that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm up to in the future weeks. So what else did I want to speak to you about? Right, CX. So the wonderful Dave from Anvil Logistics had a comment, and he did a video on his channel about it, and the guy had commented on the CX, and he'd signed up for it, and he didn't last long on it because it basically was struggling getting work on it. And it's brought up the issue around the CX and the work that you do on the CX. Now, some of us guys, and I have mentioned this before, I've had criticism for praising the CX, and the CX is worthy of praise with certain things. You know, the fact that there's work, or there's the opportunity to have work, the stuff behind the scenes like the finance manager system and the whole package that you get is really, really good. However, it isn't a golden ticket, and I cannot stress this enough. We've had criticism before for praising the CX and saying how fantastic it is and how wonderful it is, and as a tool it is really, really good, but, and like I've just demonstrated to you there, it's not a golden ticket, and you are not going to necessarily be able to run your business fully through the CX. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was one of those that did my research before I went into this, and the CX at the time seemed to be the one option for me, to get me going, to get me up and running, to give me work. And predominantly most of the work that I do is on the CX. There's no doubt about that. But as I've grown my business and I've built up a reputation, and as I've networked and I've got to know people, and I've got to know shippers and they've got to know me, my business has grown. So it's almost like a small burner, and it takes time to build it up. Now this one particular guy, and I feel for him, I really do. And go out, check out the video, because I think Dave, he titled it about, you know, is a CX worth it, or something along them lines. And the CX is worth it, but it's like I said, it's not a golden ticket. That particular guy, I think, or listening to what he said, was potentially in an area where there weren't a lot of work, maybe coming out of and going through. He mentioned that he would have to travel quite a distance to just pick up a job. Now, from that point of view, it probably isn't worth it. It really isn't worth it. I'm Rochdale area, so I'm just out of Manchester. Manchester is probably one of the busiest areas, if not the busiest, I'd actually say. I mean, London obviously is quite busy. You get a lot, but prices tend to be cheap. You get stuff from the Midlands and the East and West Midlands, to be fair. But Manchester is particularly a really busy area. Now, that means that I potentially got a lot of jobs to work for, bid for. But look at yesterday. Even though there were jobs there, I bidded on quite a lot. I didn't get them. Now, some of it would have been down to me being maybe a little bit picky and trying to select what I was bidding for. And some of it would have been down for just being outbidded. Some of it would have been down for maybe someone's took a driver because they've done work from before. So it's about preference and who they'd rather do the job. There's all sorts of different reasons. But basically yesterday I didn't earn any money. And that is not a good place to be in now. It's nearly 20 past 10 now, and I'm still sat in Blackburn. I've only done one job. It's a small job. By now I'd be hoping to be knocking about and getting somewhere else, and you know, today could be a good day, it could be a quiet day again. I don't know that. We will see. But what I would say to anyone who is looking at doing the CX, it isn't a golden ticket, and at the moment it is very we're not seeing most people, I think, will tell you, we're not seeing the usual patterns that we see through the year. By now usually it's got quite busy and there seems to be plenty of work, but at the moment it's still very difficult on the CX. So you guys, you know, if you are thinking about doing it, do your research, especially from, I think, where you are living and what work there is in your area. And with all due respect to the CX, you know, none of us get anything off the CX, by the way. The CX probably don't even know who I am. I'm just a number. But they will try and sell you it. You know, if you ring them and say, yeah, I'm interested to do it, they are going to try and sell you it. They are going to talk to you about the loads and how many loads are on there and how much work you can do and how much money you can make. They will tell you that. They're salesmen at the end of the day. But realistically, you've got to do your own research, and that's one of the reasons why we do these videos, is to try and help people make a decision if to join the CX or to not join the CX. My advice at the moment would be is it's not worth it. The market is very competitive. The cost of living is taking its control, I think, taking its toll, I think, on not just households but also on businesses. They're a little bit more savvy. You know, if you want to send something from one end of the country to the other for £200 on the same day, you might be worth waiting another day and sending it up for 80 quid on a next day delivery, or even a 2-day delivery. That kind of stuff's going on, I think, and that's why businesses are a bit more savvy on what they're doing. So at the moment, nah, it's a very difficult market, and like I cannot stress enough, I have another income, and I've got to balance that. And when it came to being given the option to cover another DJ at a pub that I work at all the time, I didn't hesitate. And the reason I didn't hesitate is because them days I'm guaranteed money for doing that. Whereas if I was driving, I might not be guaranteed any money, or I might not earn any money. So I've got to go to where the money is at the time. So that's my opinion. That's where I'm at. It's difficult at the moment. There is work. There's good areas. There's bad areas. All the usual stuff. But it feels more challenging than it previously has been at the moment. So advice would be is if you want to do it, research. Because it isn't always, it's not a golden ticket, like I said. Right, that's that done. And I think that's virtually it, really. There's not a lot been going on, really. I've not really had any major adventures. I've been pottering about. I've been a little bit further sometimes, and other times I'm just staying a bit more local. I'm balancing between doing this and my other job, my other income, because it's the right thing to do. I'm on holiday at the end of the week, end of the month. And that's really it. That is really it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our little chat. I hope it's helped out in some way. And yeah, hopefully it'll be not as long this time until you hear from me again. Hopefully I'll have a bit more to talk about. So listen, all take care out there. Another bank holiday coming up, so enjoy that. And yeah, the sun's starting to come out. It's getting a bit warmer, so there's nothing better than driving around when it's nice and warm, is there? Please like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. Ta for now.